The South Carolina Hall of Fame was founded in Myrtle Beach in 1973 to recognize and honor contemporary and past citizens who have made outstanding contributions to South Carolina's heritage, history, and progress. Septima Clark was born in Charleston, South Carolina in 1898. She was the daughter of a laundrywoman and an illiterate former slave.
Her father was a very docile man, and I can understand that under the conditions that he lived under, being a black man in the time that he lived in. You know, when you're raised and being told that you're nothing all your life, and don't you dare look me in the eye at the same time as I beat you, you have to learn patience. That's what she learned from him. But from her mother, she learned strength.
Septima Clark was a teacher. In 1916, she graduated from the Avery Normal Institute in Charleston. Her first teaching assignment was a black school on Johns Island.
It was a poverty-stricken area, did not have any of the amenities of Charleston. Septima Clark's method of teaching was very innovative, it was progressive, it was ahead of its time, and she learned this method from Johns Island, and that is essentially meeting her students where her students were, but also treating her students, particularly adult students, with tremendous respect.
During Clark's 30-plus years of teaching experience, she learned the value and role of education in the community. In the 1950s, Clark was invited to lead summer workshops at the Highlander Folk School in Monteagle, Tennessee, a grassroots education center founded by social activist Miles Horton.
One of the things that made the Highlander Folk School unique and also made it a target is that it had integrated workshops with white and black people living and working together. And it operated on the philosophy that oppressed people know the answers to their own problems. Septima Clark believed that the most important thing was to develop local leaders, people in their communities who could assume a leading role in getting things done and solving community problems. And she was concerned with developing women in particular as leaders.
Rosa Parks attended one of Clark's seminars months before the Montgomery bus boycott in 1955. Esau Jenkins was a Johns Island farmer and bus driver who was teaching the passengers on his bus how to read. Jenkins attended sessions at Highlander, where Clark was developing the concept of Citizenship Schools. These were designed to help African American adults pass the literacy test required for voting. Jenkins proposed the idea of a citizenship school on Johns Island. All they needed was a local teacher.
They wanted to find someone in the community who was well-respected, well-known, that people could talk to and not feel ashamed that they're illiterate. And Bernice Robinson came to mind. She was a beautician in Charleston. She was popular among African Americans in Charleston and Johns Island, and really had a gift of speaking to anybody and everybody at their level.
As people learn to read and write, something inside of them changed. They got more confidence, and that confidence allowed them to act, to stand up against the white power structure in their community.
When Highlander School closed, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference established the Citizenship Education Program, modeled on Clark's workshops. By 1970, 2 million African Americans had registered to vote. Yet, Septima Clark and others of her generation remain largely unsung heroes.
We have a narrative of the civil rights movement that's built around national media reports. There aren't any dramatic images that were captured and broadcast on television or reprinted in the newspapers of people learning how to read and write and become citizens. But the people who do show up in those national images are people who passed through the citizenship schools and got the confidence to act because of what they gained from that citizenship education.
Because see, without Septima Point, you have no Martin Luther King, you have no Rosa Parks, you don't have a President Obama.